Hello, Leo. Elsie here to do your reading for the week ahead, my friends. Thanks so much for clicking here, my fire family. I hope that you are well. Thanks so much for all the ways that you've been loving on this channel. I appreciate you. So this week, what we're going to do is we're just going to look at tarot. Not really sure what I'm using here. There we go. We're just going to look at tarot for you. We are going to read for the week ahead, Leo. Find out what is coming up for you. Leo, you are my fire family. I'm a Sagittarius rising, so I am part of your fire crew. Here we go. Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Leo, please. What is coming up for Leo in the week ahead? Whenever you find this, it's always going to be for the week ahead, Leo. No matter when you find it, it may or may not resonate with you because it's a general reading. And it doesn't always resonate with everybody, right? So if it doesn't resonate, it's okay. Maybe next time will be your time. All right, Leo, here we go. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me what's going on with Leo, please. Ooh, the Hierophant. What's going on here? The Hierophant. We've got the Knight of Pentacles. And the Queen of Wands. All right. We do have some fire energy here. We have you looking off into the distance here. You know what I think it is? It feels to me like you're wondering whether you want to settle down or not. That's what it feels like here. It's like you're dragging your heels toward the finish line. The Hierophant might be someone that you know is a Taurus. We've got the Queen of Wands here, and I feel like that's your energy. Feminine or masculine. The Queen of Wands is Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo in this general reading. It feels like the Queen of Wands is looking over at the Knight of Wands, and the Knight of Wands is in the distance. It feels like this energy here, Leo, is one of turning your back on commitment. It feels like you're not interested in settling down with someone, getting married, moving in, all of those things that are considered traditional, right? Whatever the traditional path is for you. I feel as though you are kind of staring off into the distance to this energy here. I feel like for whoever I'm connecting with, this is the energy that you're in here. I want to say that you are someone, as Leos are, and this is my experience. I don't know, generally as a collective, but my experience is that Leos are beautiful to look at, lovely energy, really exciting to be around. And of course, it always depends on the moon and the rising sign, but we do have the Queen of Wands here. The Queen of Wands is looking off into the distance, off into the future with a commitment at the back, but also with this fun, exciting, non-committal energy. That's what it looks like here. I want to say that you've had an opportunity to be in some sort of a commitment. You've been given that opportunity, and I feel like you didn't take it. I also feel as though there's always opportunities around you, Leo. That's what I want to say, that this Knight of Pentacles is traveling really slow. Now, it doesn't mean that you're never going to want to settle down. I'm not calling you a player just because the Knight of Wands shows up. It just means specifically that you're kind of the van life person, whether you're in fan life or not, that you're the person who just doesn't want to be tied down to someone who's going to start barking orders, right? You don't want someone to tell you who to be, where to be, when to text you, feminine or masculine, right? I feel as though your back is to the commitment, but I feel like the commitment always chases you. People try and nail you down. It's like nailing Jello to the wall. I feel like I'm talking to a specific Leo that is just not interested in, the day-to-day traditional relationship where we take traditional roles. And I feel like you're a non-traditionalist. Tell me what else we need to know about Leo. I think you're being very careful. It's not like you don't ever want to settle down, but I think you're being super careful about who you pick. You're looking over details really closely and moving very slowly towards whatever it is that you feel commitment is. But at this time, I don't think you're interested, to be honest. We have the Strength card. We have the Knight of Swords. We have the Wheel. Four of Wands. Seven of Pentacles, and we have the Four of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, we have Justice in the reverse. Justice in the reverse is with the Six of Cups and Temperance. So I don't think you have a shortage of soulmates, is what I want to say. I feel like you've met people along the way who maybe have called you a soulmate, Leo, or maybe who have been interested in maybe trying to get you to settle down, possibly. It feels like you are not really interested in that at this moment. Not doesn't say it's not ever, but I feel like there's no justice here right now with a soulmate. And I don't think it's a soulmate. This is a Six of Cups. I feel like it's soulmates plural. I feel as though people keep trying to get you to settle down and get into something stable and try to get you to move a little slower. And I feel like you're holding back from that. I feel like you're holding back, but I want to say that I don't feel as though you really tell the person why. You don't really tell the soulmate why. So it's not like you're not finding soulmates. I think that you are finding soulmates. I just think that you're not really interested in getting into, like, I'm going to call it the 9-to-5 relationship, right? You're not interested in Groundhog Day. You need variety. You need excitement. You need to be independent. You need to keep going. I feel like that's the energy that I'm getting here. And you kind of want to do what you want, right? The Knight of Swords is one that is, brave and courageous, saying what they want. They're kind of impulsive, and I feel like you don't mind being impulsive. You kind of enjoy it. You like the switch up, and you're not interested in the settle. Yeah, no justice here. And we have Temperance here. I think you've come to peace with it. I want to say you've come to peace with not necessarily settling down with the first person that comes along. I think you're being selective and choosy, as everybody should be. I think it's a good thing. So I feel like with the Knight of Pentacles, that you don't have a shortage of offers, but I think you're being really careful about which offers you take, because you do realize, my friend, smarty pants, that not every soulmate that you meet is the one you want to commit to. You're in no hurry for the commitment. We have the Wheel of Fortune. I want to say that you're probably going to be changing your mind on that soon. Or you may have met someone who's possibly going to make you change your mind about this commitment here. Tell me about the Knight of Pentacles, please. Because you're holding back, moving slow, not taking the opportunities as they come. You're holding back from the opportunities. And I feel like you're getting lots of them. I want to say with the Six of Cups on the bottom of the deck, I feel like you're getting offers that you're not taking. We have the Page of Swords. It's like you need more information. You're a student of life. You're a student of the situation. And it feels as though you need more information, or you're interested in getting to know somebody really slowly. You have a lot of questions and you want all of those questions answered, and you're willing to take as long as it's going to take in order to jump into a permanent relationship. Now, that being said, I'm seeing you as the Queen of Wands. So I feel like you like to date. I feel like you like to be with many people. I think you're somebody who doesn't shy away from the date, but I don't think that you're necessarily ready for commitment. We have the Five of Swords. And we have the Five of Cups in the reverse. Interesting. So we have the Five of Swords and the Page of Swords. And I want to say with the Page of Swords here, it feels like that Six Swords to me. It feels like you do find people, like I said, who qualify as a soulmate, people that really maybe give you a lot of compassion, gush over you, dote on you. You find people like that in your life, but I just don't think that you're willing to give them everything that you have, right? Which is the Hierophant. I'm not willing to be the spiritual leader. I'm not willing to be the head of the household. I'm just not into doing that right now. So I feel like what you do is you are being very careful, and you're not getting into relationships. We've got Six Swords here. It feels like you still have some lessons to learn, and you know that about yourself. And so you are getting out there to find as many lessons as you can find before it's time to settle down with the one, right? And so it feels like you're very beautiful to look at, as Leos are. You're very attractive, but your energy is very attractive, and it's because you're a lone wolf, I think. It feels like you're the person who's independent. You do what you want. You talk to who you want. You see people who you want. Maybe you have little spurts of dating here and there. But it feels like you end up moving on. It's like when it gets to this place where it starts to go slow, stable, we start to talk about, things, we're going to go over details about, what maybe commitment is. It feels like that's when you begin to pull back. With the Strength card here, you begin to hold back. The Five of Cups in the reverse tells me that you don't want to be in regret. You don't want to jump into a permanent relationship, and you don't want to be in regret for doing that. And that's why you hold back. So it's not for any other reason other than I feel like whoever I'm connecting with, you really know who you are and you really know what you want. And that is to be the lone wolf for now. I don't think it'll be forever, but I feel like right now that's your choice. Tell me about the Queen of Wands, please. What do we need to know about the Queen of Wands? What do we need to know about Leo, please? We have, you love the adventure. And it feels like you want to be able to have autonomy to make decisions as you will, right? You want to be able to do that on your own. You don't want someone telling you, look, it's time to slam a ring on it, or it's time to move in, or it feels like you enjoy the adventure of life. You don't want to be held down. What are you waiting for, though? You're waiting for, I feel, I'm saying waiting because we have 2 wands and 1 in the hand of the Queen. And I feel like what you're waiting for is for someone to be, I want to say like you, someone to be loyal, someone who speaks their mind, someone who's very honest and truthful with you. You want someone to give you transparency because you don't want to go into another cycle. So I feel like what happens is I feel like you're waiting for someone who's incredibly intelligent, someone who's also a lone wolf, someone who isn't going to have to depend on you or be codependent on you. And that's definitely the King of Swords energy, feminine or masculine, right? We're not reading body parts, we're reading energy here. So the kings and the queens, they all have feminine and masculine energy as you do. We all do, people, plants, and animals, right? That's how the universe is made here. So I feel like that is what is going to qualify a soulmate for you. That's when you're going to make the choice. When you find someone who is strong-minded, someone who is highly intelligent, someone who is someone who can make decisions based on facts, knowledge, and not like who can make decisions head over heart, that it doesn't always have to be with emotions. I feel like that's something that you're not interested in, is someone who can't make a decision or is all emotional about making a decision. So I think that eventually you will make a choice, and your choice will probably be someone who is an air sign. Maybe it will be, it doesn't have to be, but those are characteristics and energy of the King of Swords, right? So it's somebody with those characteristics here. So you're holding back here. It feels like you are sort of going at life as the Knight of Swords. Doing what you want when you want to do it, right? Arriving, departing, whatever you want, and just not being held down. I feel like that's going to change though, because we've got a sword in the hand, which is the Ace of Swords in the hand of the Knight. I feel like you do eventually change your mind. Tell me about this, because this is a changing point. Things are going to change. It also is divine timing. So maybe it's not happening now, but maybe it might happen in the future. And that's why I'm saying that you're not saying no, a solid no to having a commitment ever. I feel like you're going to change your mind at some point, but for right now, I feel like you're enjoying being in the energy of the Queen of Wands, going after what you want, getting what you want, living life through your fire. We do have the High Priestess here. Tell me why. Why is the High Priestess here? We have the Hanged Man. We have Piscean energy. So you may have Pisces in the moon or the rising, possibly. It feels like, I feel like when you're going to make a decision about commitment, like solid forever commitment, is going to be when your gut tells you to. Because I've always said that about you, Leo, that you do bring with you a certain, it's not just your gut. It almost feels like you are a high priestess. Like it feels to me with Leo energy, I have always perceived it because I am kind of psychic, that I get along with Leo because Leo has always, been this person who runs with their gut, right? They're always listening to the intuition, but it's more of a psychic intuition, I want to say. It's like you know how to move in the world, and you trust yourself because this queen is very confident, right? You trust yourself in how you're moving in the world here. So I think until you're ready to raise your sword and say, it's time for commitment, I think you're just going to be quiet about it. I think that you're trying to see the situation from every possible angle. And whenever you meet somebody, I feel like you move at it really slowly so you can get the wide view, right? This is like pulling back on the wide angle lens, right? Getting all the details. And I feel like eventually you're going to see some of the details that you want, and then that's when you'll be ready for the commitment or the investment. But until then, I think you're waiting for the Wheel of Fortune to come by and tell you when it's time to do that. I think you're listening with your gut. I think you're listening in your meditations. I think you're listening. We've got Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo here, right? This is your energy as well, Leo. It's all the fixed signs. And so I feel like that's why you're waiting for someone like the King of Swords energy, because they're also a fixed sign. And that's Aquarius energy. Of course, Gemini and Libra in this general reading, but that energy is loyal, moving slow, going over the details, being very honest and factual. We're going to look at it from above. We're going to look at, the bird's eye view. We're going to get all the details before we settle down to do anything. So I think the Wheel of Fortune, when you're ready, Leo, is going to bring you somebody who I feel that you will want to commit to. It feels like you want to wait until you're financially stable here, that you're confident enough in your stability in the Pentacle world. When you do have that, I feel that's when you'll be ready to entertain this Six of Cups here, when you're ready to entertain somebody who feels like a soulmate, somebody who's as ready for you as you are for them. But I feel like right now, I feel like you're focused on yourself, which bravo to you, by the way. I feel like you're very focused on yourself and you're not interested in settling for anything. It feels like, you want to find the Two Cups and you're going to move really slowly at it, which I think is admirable. And you want to be sure that you are going to find your person, right? Well, look at here in the future here. We have you waiting on the Four of Wands. So when it comes down to it, what you want is someone that you're going to be able to move in with, have a happy home. And it's got to be the Four of Wands. Like, it can't just all be Hierophant energy. The Hierophant is kind of stuck and a little bit stubborn and is also a fixed sign, just like you, and is kind of moving really slow and methodically, going down a path that's been dictated to them. They're following a guide, following rules, and I don't think you're rule bound. I think what you want is a Four of Wands kinds of relationship. I think you want excitement. You want the passion, right? That's what the Queen of Wands wants. You need to have your passion fulfilled as well. It can't just be all seriousness. So we do have the Seven of Pentacles and the Four of Wands. You are waiting for, the perfect person to come along to call yours. And until that person comes along, I feel like you'll hold on to that idea, but I also feel like you're shut down, like until you're ready to stand up and say, okay, I'm ready for a relationship, but it's got to be your own decision, right? So this energy that I put aside is not for the week ahead, it's for a little bit further than that. So I think that even in, going into the end of January here, that you're still waiting. You're waiting, but I feel like you're doing it because you want to grow slowly. You want it to grow organically, and you have to have the passion. That's why the Four of Wands is here. You want everybody under one roof. You want to be married. You want to be engaged, all of that stuff, but it's just not time for that right now. All right. We've got the Magician, and that's the thing. You know your worth, right? So does the Queen of Wands. You know your worth. You have all the tools that you need, and I feel like you are obsessively you are obsessively manifesting something. I want to say whatever you want wants you. And you know that. We do have somebody who is the Queen of Swords here to go with the King of Swords. So it feels like that this is a soulmate energy that's coming forward here. It feels like you are very attached to making your own decisions, manifesting whatever it is that you want. And it's going to come to you in a way that you're comfortable with. You're not just going to jump into a relationship just because I think to you, commitment, like commitment hierophant type commitment, is very important. I think you respect it. I think it's very important. And it really is something that you take very seriously, which I think is super admirable. Look, whatever you want wants you. You keep being the magician. You keep manifesting whatever you want. It'll come about. And when you're ready, you'll be ready. I'm going to go for now, Leo. Thank you so much for watching here. I appreciate you. I'm going to be back because I'm always back, y'all. And you take care. And see you soon. Bye-bye.